This year, the meal plans were proclaimed mandatory to all students that were choosing to live in the dormitories. Students are paying thousands of dollars on the meal plan. Freshmen alone are paying almost $4,000 to eat at the dining commons and to have flex dollars where they could eat at other venues on campus.
It was good at first, but it could be better. I wish we had more varieties.
I wish they had a bigger selection of our main courses. I wish they can get a little more wide range and just different stuff.
Sometimes it doesn't taste good and there's not variety sometimes.
I think it's okay, but I don't know. Like sometimes the kitchenware and stuff, the utensils, they're dirty, and like the cups, so I'm kind of happy they have straws because I probably wouldn't use it.
The meal plan was made mandatory for upperclassmen because the housing staff felt the community environment wasn't as strong as they wanted it to be, and numerous parents were complaining of their children not eating nutritiously. The housing staff felt that if students had a common place to gather, then it could solve some of these issues. The Dining Commons is managed by Aramark, which is a professional service business that provides our facility with top chefs, great food, and excellent service. Along with the desires of the student housing staff, Aramark was also requesting specific needs from the housing students. Student Housing Director Martin Castillo explains further.
The final decision came when I heard that the meal plans for the incoming freshmen, the ones who weren't on campus yet for this coming year, were going to be raised by 10%. And I did not feel like that was going to be fair to them. So when I took the idea of having meal plans in all of our apartments, smaller ones obviously for the apartments that have kitchens, would Aramark consider lowering it? And they said, yeah, we can bring it down to 3% if we do something like that.
Last year, upperclassmen had the choice to choose if they wanted to pay for the meal plan. This year, they weren't given that choice. The upperclassmen dormitories are equipped with an oven and stove, which were installed for the convenience of students living on campus. Now they are paying about $2,000 for meal plans, which many still pay for groceries and use their facilities included in the dorms.
I think it's actually not that bad. I kind of like it actually. Sometimes I crave for it. I think it can be a little more varied up a little bit, but I think it's fine for the most part.
It's decent. I mean, there's days when they have some good food and there's days when they have some not so good food. But overall it's pretty good.
There's usually something new every day that also covers like different ethnic backgrounds.
The mandatory meal plan for upperclassmen was meant to be a trial run, but positive feedback has encouraged Aramark and student housing to continue this same concept for next year. Instead, student housing wants to make the meal plan more affordable and flexible for students who choose to live in the dorms.
What I do want to do going into next year is play around with how big the meal plan has to be. Maybe 7 meals a week is too much, and maybe we can create smaller plans that aren't going to cost as much because with tuition rising and other expenses that students are facing these days, the last thing I want is to create another bill that's going to create stress for them.
Because the meal plan was new to upperclassmen, student housing was less strict on accepting students to live in the dorms. Some students that are currently living in the dorms are not paying for the meal plan.
This year it was a little bit more flexible because there were certain things that I couldn't guarantee. The things that I was looking at were medical issues for dietary problems, people who had digestive issues, people who had vegan or vegetarian concerns. And then the biggest category was people with religious needs to have like an Orthodox clean kitchen and their food prepared in that.
Student housing in Aramark is continuing to build a better community for Dining Common users. Next year, the Dining Commons is hoping to install big screen TVs where students can come to eat, relax, study, and converse with other students. This is Kylene Glover reporting for Pioneer Web TV News.